Hello, foodies, and welcome back to another episode of Food in Review Shorts. Today is Wednesday, October the 16th, and it brings us Team of the Week 5, from which the value is honestly all over the place, and is the first Icon SBC of the year. And to make this show extra special, I'll open that same pack on the show too. But is it a good idea to do so? Let's find out on today's show. My name is John, and today I'll be doing it all alone, but that's all right. We'll open that pack, we'll see what happens, and we'll be back, of course, tomorrow as well. And remember, if you are a Patreon, you can check out this show early. So visit patreon.com/food and review. Or if you want to support us anywhere else, just give us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Talking about Spotify, I want to thank everyone before we go into the action for the comments you sent on Spotify. I love them. User 1122531331 says Football Manager has been around since 1993 and it started as Championship Manager. Thank you for that. And Alan Spain said, I did the Iwobi. He's good value. And I think Sterling is too expensive. Keep those messages coming. And thank you all for the nice messages on all the reviews as well. So much appreciated. And it does really help. So let's dive into Team of the Week 5. Before I actually dive into Team of the Week 5, I think it's important to check out some of the SBCs we got. We got the 78 plus double upgrade, and I think that is actually perfectly fine. It requires 6 rare minimum gold players, which decent. And of course, the rest has to be gold. You get 2 78 plus players. This can go either way, but at least it is a way to generate fodder. I really don't mind having these in the options for long while. The other one is the 80 plus times 5 upgrade. It contains 5 rare players with 80 rated or above. Of course, you do require one player that has a minimum overall rating of 84, and you need to have a team rating of 82. And in my honest opinion, this is just too expensive, and I wouldn't honestly go for that. Sure, you might be lucky, but I think hitting, let's say, 480s or 380s and 282 something for 82 rated SWAT and putting in 184, I don't see the potential value in that. Talking about value, let's share my screen. So if you're watching on Spotify or on YouTube, you can then see it as well. But let's share my screen and have a look at the Team of the Week number 5, because this is a rather interesting one to say the least. I always say, let's have a look at the Team of the Week. Let's look at what the total value of this team is. And on PlayStation and Xbox, the value of this team comes in at 3,506,000 coins. On PlayStation, on a PC, is actually 5 million. So 3 million, 3.5 million for a Team of the Week is pretty high, honestly, which would suggest this Team of the Week is really good. But only one player actually makes this team look really good, and that is Hanse. Hanse comes in currently at 3 million coins or 4.7 million coins. She is a 91 rated right winger or right midfielder. Except 3 million. 5-star. Of course, she looks absolutely brilliant. She's an inside forward plus on the right winger and an inside forward plus on the right midfielder. And she has the trickster plus and finesse shot, the regular one, the technical, the quick step, the trivela, first touch. And well, not that we really care, but she also has the flair. This is truly a card that is worth 3 million, in my opinion. If you look at the 90 rated card, she's 917,000. Of course, the difference between those two cards isn't too big. So the 90, already really good. And the 91, if you pack her this week, that's awesome. I would not pay the 2 million difference. Honestly, that's what I keep saying every single week in Team of the Week. But this is one standout card, which I just hope anyone can pack. Pretty brilliant. The rest of the team, however, we have some high-rated cards. And with high-rated card, I basically mean we have Shaw. Shaw looks cool. Tad too slow, 3-star skill move, 4-star weak foot. So it's a fun card. comes in around 20k. Freigang, which has stats in all right places, but you can't defend, 13k. Old famous Trossard, 37k, about the most expensive. 4-star weak foot and 5-star skill moves. Definitely worth checking out. Soboslai actually looks pretty decent. I think 45k for that card looks like a steal. And Draguzin, center defender from Tottenham, with 83 pace, 84 defensive, and 85 physical, but also comes in around 42k. So we got a couple of cards that are worth like 30 to 40k. Actually, let's say 3 or 4 cards. We got one card that's worth 3 million, and all the other cards, unfortunately, are worth nothing, like 10k, 11k max. The one I did forget is Denzel Dumfries, original from Inter, of course, not called Inter this year. He is good. He looks good. 89 physique, 86 pace. Comes in around 40k. Probably a little bit hard to link. Not many people play Serie A, although Serie A has had some awesome SBC so far. I think Dumfries is one of those standout GPs in this game, or in this team of the week 5. I really hope anyone picks you are able to get your hands on Hanse, but just like we had last week for Valverde, I have not seen many Valverdes either. Soboslai is a good card to pack, but anything else? I think these new team of the week shows that there's always one standout player, really standout player in this case. The others are pretty well. There's a lot of team of the week players, but these are pretty low in value. That's all I can probably say about the team of the week. What I do want to talk about, or actually talk about more extensively, is the first Icon SBC of the year. It was rumored we get a gamble pack, and this gamble pack is sort of interesting. The Icon SBC itself comes in around, I think, 200k ish, 220,000 currently. Yeah, about 220,000. But it has a limit. You can only get a icon rated 87 or below, or up to the 87. Just depends how you see it. Those are in total, and I did my research here. You got the option of getting a whopping 24 different players from that. So you pay 220,000 coins. You get the option of picking one out of 24 players. There are 15 players, as I record this on a Wednesday evening, that are worth more than the price of the SBC. So that's 15 out of 24. So basically, 9 out of 24 chance you pack something lower rated or lower valued than the card or the amount of coins you put in. Some standout players, of course, and I did open it up on the screen if you are looking at one of the video versions. A couple of standout players are Torres, Zola, Essien, Zambrota, Makalele. These cards are all worth more than 600,000 currently. But even then, we got Petit, Rijkaard, Cole, Vidic, Barnes, Sol Campbell. Pretty cool cards. Value starts creeping under from Davor Suker down below. But let's be honest. If we look at the worst, we got Ian Rush, Patrick Kluivert, Roy Keane, Sebastian Veron, and Hendrik Larsson. But even those cards are not bad cards necessarily. And I think definitely looking at the playstyle plus, they all have plus plus on a roll, these icons. So there's always a standout position to play them. And when I look, for example, at a Patrick Kluivert being around 1993k, 4-star, good shooting, controlled lengthy, still not a bad card. I mean, if you could do this SBC, that's always hard. Do you put your money at a gamble, or do you put your money in one of the SBCs that's actually worth it? Normally, I'd say with a chance being 1 to 3, you get something higher. That's a just do it, right? At this stage of the game, I almost feel, although I feel it's worth doing it because none of these cards are bad at this stage of the game. Even if you pack Ian Rush, that's not a bad card. There are better cards already available, but that's not a bad card. And like I said, 9 out of those 24 are worse. But let's say you pack Crespo. you could definitely work with Crespo, right? And so I said, I think this is not necessarily a must do, but it definitely could do, and you might want to gamble this at this stage of the game. If this was an Icon SBC pick or player pick, it would be an instantly must do for 200k. Now I'd say if you are scraping for coins, please don't risk it. But if you can somehow with reward, for example, be able to do it, I would just do it. And to make sure I put my money where my mouth is, I have also done the SPC so far, and I will just open it on air while actually recording this. I think that makes sense just to do so. I've never done that either, but I did the SBC max 87. Remember, before I open it, I said there are 15 players worth more. Of course, Zola would be the dream, or some Brota. We'll see what happens. Let's just open it and, well, go for them. And if you're listening to the show, of course, and you have done this SBC, again, comment on Spotify, comment on YouTube, send us a message because we want to know what you packed as well. And I am curious how good this SBC is for most. And if we now look at what we packed, I think that's definitely worth the value of the SBC. We just had the list. Petit, I packed Petit. Petit comes in at around 517k at the current stage of recording. 517k for center defensive midfielder, which is also friends and links with many players. I think it's definitely worth doing. Talking about definitely worth doing, I'm going to talk about the Patreon. Again, yes, the Patreon. And why am I talking about the Patreon? Because I think we add tremendous value to your maybe daily podcast routine, but also this is a community thing. We need you in the community. So at least join the Discord. That's free. But if you join the Patreon, I'm recording another or the art in foot tomorrow with Archon, so the tactics coach. He's got a lot to say about the game, some tactics to talk over, some instructions we might look into. It's going to be an in-depth discussion, but that show is a Patreon exclusive show. That show has been recorded twice now. We have 2 episodes, so if you join the Patreon, you can instantly check those out, even if you cancel right after, which of course you're not because you want to support the show. But tomorrow we're going to record episode 3, and that's all going to be out for the weekend as well. So it helps us, but I do think these shows are pretty cool to listen to. And I sometimes say, like, maybe we should do like 10 minutes of those shows, put those out on a Thursday night, for example, when there's low on content. Let me know how you think about that, because that's something I might consider. I am now considering putting Petit in my team and doing that Icon SBC. Again, if you did the SBC, let me know what you think about it and what you get. Good news for everyone that followed my Midema tip, just to the Midema review from last week. Midema, they keep winning, so they will get some upgrades already, which is pretty cool. So join that as well. Hope you picked her out of your team. Thank you again for listening. Tell your friends, tell your family, join the Patreon, sub. Well, anyways, tune in tomorrow as well. See you back tomorrow. And Friday, I will be back with at least Ingvi, and I'm not sure who is back yet. But see you then. One thing left for me to do, and that is to drop it.
Drop it.
U
T.
U
T.
U
T.
U T
T.
T